You know what? I don't judge anybody for what they do.
Yeah.
I found out for myself the type of person that she is, and maybe it will be payoff to be her friend. It didn't work for me.
Well, Dolores, it's always great to see you. And I can't believe we only have 2 more episodes left before the season is done. But watching back that first episode of the reunion, how did it make you feel?
It was hard to watch. So I watch it in like little increments, kind of, you know. It's hard because I've right out of the box, me and Jennifer are going at it, and you know.
Yeah. You said that you will never be a friend with Jennifer during the reunion. Do you still stand by that today?
Yes.
Yeah. So the 2 of you after this have still not spoken at all? No.
No, I of course will be cordial. I wish no ill on her, but her and I are now in a different category.
Why do you think that happened? Because it seemed like at the end of the season that everybody was fine, but you know, at the reunion, she said that you were kind of lacking empathy for her this season. Did you feel that?
That is so much. That couldn't be further from the truth of all, considering I'm somebody who lived that and went through that, and I wanted to be there for something. There was a switch in her that turned on me for absolutely no reason. She's dead set on what she thinks. I feel that maybe a lapse of sanity there for some reason. So I'm not really sure.
Where are you?
There's no rhyme or reason to it, and I don't really care anymore.
Mm. Is that hard? Is that upsetting to you at all? Because the 2 of you were close, and you know you did have a lot of close moments this season too. And
it was at one time.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I'm embarrassed to admit because I don't usually let somebody get to me the way that was, but it was so unwarranted and so out of the blue. So, but I'm okay. Let me tell you, I'm good with it. I am okay.
I'm sure. Were you upset that Teresa didn't have your back more during the reunion about this?
Was I upset about it? You know what? I'm not sure if it's upset. I mean, what can you do? I'm a woman who stands on my own. Mm-hmm. I don't expect anything from anyone to stand by me. She did at one time explain to Jennifer how she felt. So she did. Like, there was a part of the reunion where she was like, Jennifer, I disagree with you, Dolores. I was with Dolores when you're saying she didn't care when she did, kind of thing. She was explaining to Jennifer how I've explained to her in the past about her in the past, like, because Teresa and I do speak the same language on a lot of things. Mm-hmm. So, you know, whatever. Like I said, I will never be upset that somebody didn't do as much for me. Like, I don't expect from people, you know, and right. I'm sure it's not always easy because she's friends with Jennifer, and so.
Yeah, I guess maybe upset wasn't, maybe like confused, I guess, as to why she is so by Jennifer's side through everything, even when it not when it just comes to you, even when it comes to Melissa as well. She's just so steadfast in standing by Jennifer's side, I guess.
Well, I've been that way also.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not, you know what? I don't judge anybody for what they do.
Yeah.
I found out for myself the type of person that she is. Mm-hmm. Let her, maybe she will never find out that side to Jennifer. Mm-hmm. And maybe it will be payoff to be her friend. It didn't work for me.
Mm-hmm. It seems like she and Marge go at it a lot this upcoming episode of the reunion. What can you kind of tease about that? Because, you know, I'm sure fists will be flying.
This is, you know, for me, I can honestly say this reunion, everyone had their say, mm-hmm. to the point where it's not, you know, coming up for next season is not predictable. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where everybody stands at this point.
Yeah,
so it's very interesting to see what next year brings. Again, like I said, I'm not going to start the season fighting with Jennifer Aydin. I don't want to do that. We know where we stand with each other, and we have peripheral friends, and we'll be in the same room together. So I don't know how the other girls are going to handle their stuff. I know how I'll handle mine, as I always do.
Yeah, no, it's interesting you say that, because when I spoke to Margaret and when I spoke to Jackie, they said, usually at the end of reunions, there's a resolution.
Yeah. And
this time, none whatsoever. And did you feel like that as well?
100%.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
But everybody, like I said, there may be no resolution between people, but there are a group of friends that are still friends with each other. So now here's where the confusion comes in. Mm-hmm. And here's where the big girls show up. Are you going to be a big girl? And because Teresa's friends with Jennifer, I'm sure I'll have to be in Jennifer's company, and I'll have to keep my feelings to myself and be in a room with her because she's friends with a friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has to cohabitate in this world.
Yeah, no. Oh, it's going to be good. A lot of people were actually really surprised that Teresa did not invite you to the engagement party. I know that you said you weren't hurt by that, but there was were you confused at the time as to why? Did you ask her why,
I did. Mm-hmm. And I spoke to her, and she said it was a small affair. She said that it was because of that her and I didn't go out as couples. So the engagement party was based on people that they interacted with as couples. It wasn't my fault that we didn't go out as couples. I was in between relationships, and the relationship I was in before with David, he didn't really socialize. So, of course, did I say, yeah, I would like to have been invited, would have been nice, but I'm not going to take away from her happiness by fighting with her over her party that she didn't invite me to. Here's the thing. If I'm not invited to Teresa's party or anyone's party, I am not sitting home crying about it or caring that much. I enjoy my time. I enjoy my space. I enjoy my time with my boyfriend and my dogs and my kids. When I have to go out, I enjoy being around people. I'm very social. And I love talking to people. I talk too much to people. If I meet somebody on the street, they're like, okay, thanks. It was nice meeting you. I talk too much. But, so did I want to make a point of the principle of it and take away from, what her party was to her? No, yeah. I don't need to do that. I'm 51 years old. My day of proving points, I proved enough points in my day to never have to prove another one.
Yeah, definitely. I think she did say on a podcast that one of the reasons that you didn't get an invite is because Dina Manzo was there. What are your thoughts on that?
She did say that, and I really don't even have a thought on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, of course, if I wasn't invited to the wedding, that's a different story. And I'm sure Dina will be at the wedding. And again, I'm not someone who wouldn't invite someone because they didn't get along with it's their choice to come if they want to. You know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
We're good. We're in a good place. Teresa's the happiest. She's been through so much in her life that, I don't want to fight with her about it.
No, definitely. Do you think that she's going to regret down the line not having Melissa in the wedding?
I think it's caused definitely a rift there. Will she regret it? I can't speak for her.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, they've come back from a lot of things, a lot worse. So as a family and as people I consider family, I've known them my whole life. We've grown up together. I wish the best for them, and I wish always for them to have peace in their lives. But that has to be between them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was Melissa definitely hurt? You can kind of tell that she was.
Yeah, she was. And I'm like, should I be hurt about the engagement party? You're still hurt about not being in the wedding. Should I be upset right now? Am I missing out on something? But, yeah, she was. She was genuinely upset, yeah.
Were you surprised that Joe kind of stormed off from the set of the reunion, said that he was going to quit the show? No.
I know Joe, and was there when everything happened. And it was a moment. It was a upsetting moment for everyone. Because again, nobody wants to see this brother and sister not get along.
Right, of course.
They love each other. So there's been so many times we see their love for each other, and it comes out in a very passionate way. Mm-hmm. And I want the best for them.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Joe sometimes get too involved in the drama, like Teresa said?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joe's a great guy. Mm-hmm. I really do. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're together all the time, you know, they're there, they're right there. So are they involved? Yeah. When he gets dragged into it, sure.
Teresa said that when she went into the reunion, she kind of had an agenda, thought about what she was going to do. And so did Louis. I mean, how did Louis kind of handle his first reunion? Because I think in the teaser, we see that he may be put into the hot seat kind of coming up. So Louis handles himself very well. Louis explains himself. And my thing on the show, how I've always been, what I've always done is I never try to get in a fight or explain myself or anything when emotions are high. Because when emotions are high, it does not run in rational channels. The first thing I learned in therapy, and I haven't been to a lot of therapy, I'm actually thinking of revisiting it soon. When I was going through a divorce, I went for a couple of sessions, right? I didn't know how to handle it. I just had a baby. I just had a 3-year-old. And I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. And the first thing I learned that stuck with me, if nothing else did, is emotions do not travel in rational channels. And I never forgot that. So to explain yourself to a bunch of emotional people in an emotional time is never going to work. And I feel like Louis, when he came on the stage and in that moment, things were calm and he was able to explain himself. You guys will see a different side of things. Did your opinion of him change over the course of this season?
No, I was always pro Team Louis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. And then, it was so great to see in the first episode of the reunion when Andy asked about your relationship and if you were in love. You said that you were and that things are progressing.
No, because I didn't see it either, by the way.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Oh, no, that part I did when I got so shy.
Right.
So listen, I'm a tough girl. I don't talk about the L word. I don't be like, oh, babe. Don't, if I get like that, fire me, Jamie Miller, Greenberg. Do not let me be a cornball on the show.
I love it. But how are things going? Are you so happy?
I am so happy. He's a great guy. And, he's not just, he's somebody who's like, no matter what, he sees things like, he wants me to be my best self, whether I want to hear it or not. And this is what I wanted for the second half of my life. So somebody who's a partner and somebody I could do things with. And is he a tough Irishman? Yes, he's so tough. Mm-hmm. Tough, and sometimes it's a lot, but he's a great guy.
Yeah, good. How did he and
tough people,
Yeah, I mean, how did he and Frank get along? Because I think we kind of see in the teaser that maybe Frank isn't a fan, but kind of clear that up. How do they get along?
So it's not that Frank's not a fan. If I'm happy, Frank's happy. Frank wants me to be happy, right? But this is a different type of. You have your two alpha males, and him and I are getting our relationship acclimated before we bring in this whole outside world. And it's never really been like that before. It's just been like, Frank is friends with my ex, my boyfriend, and that's just it. And he's a part. But this is now just me and him. Yeah. We're making it just about me and him. And then everybody else will follow suit.
Mm-hmm. And that's been an adjustment for Frank?
It's adjustment for everyone, It's just, I think it's either way worked for me. But this is now different. And like I said, the second half of my life is going to be about me.
Do you want to get married?
Do I want to get married? I think that that's something that two people do when they grow together and the time is right and something that they both agree on. So I wouldn't say no to something that was the right thing to do, if that's the right thing to do. Yeah. I really can't even, that's a lot.
Right. No, definitely.
Listen, not that I wouldn't want that with this guy. I mean, you spend your time. I've never remarried, and show me another woman. There's not that many who do not remarry. I got divorced when I was 28 years old. Mm-hmm. I haven't remarried since. I'm 51. Mm-hmm. So like I said, it's a different part of my life. Do I want the person that I spend time with to be committed to me? 1,000%. Do I want the person who I spend time with to have like future plans? Of course. You don't waste time with a man. And the commitment and the intention of a commitment should be there.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about Frank saying that he mainly lives at David's? Is that awkward still?
Is it conventional? No, it's not. But they have a good bond. They're two good friends. Mm-hmm. They became close because of me. Why would I take that from them? Yeah. That's between them, I'm happy that they have each other. And I don't care who thinks it's weird. Mm-hmm. Because you know what? 24 years ago, when people thought, when I was going through this horrible divorce, that me staying close with my ex-husband was weird, and I fought it then. So I'll fight it again. No one can tell me anything in my life is weird, because my life works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But how does Paul feel about potentially being on the show?
So that's something that we've spoke about. Mm-hmm. And it's, we're in talks of that. It comes with me. So that's something we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it
on that?
Right. Is it still hard? I mean, obviously, because, you and Frank are still so close and people are always still rooting for you guys. Is it hard for you to continue to hear that people still want to see you guys back together, even after all these years?
So it's not hard for me, but it's maybe hard for the person that I'm with. Like they feel bad to hear that. So although I've never been offended that anybody wants that for me, because anyone who says that feels like that's what they want, because we have a friendship together, Frank and I. They like seeing us together, right? So it's hard for who Frank is with to hear, I'm sure, and it's hard for who I'm with to hear.
Yeah.
I put myself in their shoes all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So I try to make it as comfortable as possible. So I can't get mad at the people who are saying it, because I love them so much. Mm-hmm. I don't call them fans, I call them friends and family. Mm-hmm. I don't get mad at that, but then I want them to also be considerate that I am in a serious relationship. So be careful, think about him too.
No, definitely. No, you make a really good point. And then I'm sure, within these next couple episodes, we're going to see Teresa and Margaret go at it. I spoke to Teresa recently and she said, never say never when it comes to a friendship with Margaret. Do you believe that?
That I think that them two can
repair their friendship?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do. And I mean, yeah, I'm going to say, I can't speak for them, but I can say that there's hope there. Yeah.
Interesting.